थैंक यू श्रेया. एंड द हाउस इज फुल अगेन टू एन एक्सटेंट. मैं तो डर के मारे पीछे देख ही नहीं रहा था. नहीं, गुड टू सी यू अगेन बैक. एंड प्रोफेसर भास्कर, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका. और एआई की चर्चा तो ऐसी चर्चा हो गई जिसके बिना कोई दिन बीतता नहीं है. इनफैक्ट पिछले सेशंस में भी हमने कुछ हद तक उसकी बातचीत की है. एक सवाल, वैसे तो बहुत सारे लिख के लेके आया हूं, लेकिन जब मैं बैठा था और बातचीत सुन रहा था, पिछला सेशन भी सुना, तो ऐसे ही मेरे मन में आया और उसका जवाब शायद आप बहुत बेहतर तरीके से दे पाएंगे. वो ये कि एआई दैट इज फाइन. अगर हमने डिफाइन नहीं किया होता कि ये एआई है, तो हो सकता है कि हम ये सोच रहे होते कि जो हमारा सर्च इंजन है वो थोड़ा मॉडिफाइड हो गया है, अलग तरीके से बिहेव करने लगा है, थोड़े बेहतर जवाब देने लगा है. क्या ज्यादा हाइप्ड चीज है? ओके, टेक्नोलॉजी कीप कमिंग्स, इनोवेशन आते रहते हैं, लेकिन एआई को थोड़ा सा ज्यादा हाइप मिल रहा है. आई डोंट नो द रीजंस, या फिर मेरा ऐसा सोचना गलत है?
देखिए, हर टेक्नोलॉजी एक हाइप की फेज से जाती है. आल्दो आप आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस जिस फॉर्म में लोगों के सामने हाइप हो रहा है, बिकॉज इट हैज कम टू एवरीबडीज लाइफ, वेयर पीपल कैन एक्सेस इट, यूज इट, और उससे कुछ उनको डायरेक्ट इंटरफेस मिलती है. बट अगर आप देखें तो एआई का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आज से नहीं, आज से 15-20 साल पहले से शुरू हो चुका है. जब सेकेंड फेज ऑफ द ई कॉमर्स आई, जो इंटरैक्टिव वेब जिसको भी बोलते हैं, उस स्टेज पे ही एक नई एनर्जी आई, जो टेक्नोलॉजी हमारी कम से कम 20 से 30 साल पहले भी डेवलप हो चुकी थी, बट वो गई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में, वो गई हमारे ऑटोनॉमस व्हीकल्स में, वो गई व्हाट वी कॉल रोबोटिक्स. एक बड़ा कंपोनेंट जो एआई को ट्रूली ड्राइव करता है, हम एक सर्विस ओरिएंटेड एआई की आज बात कर रहे हैं, वो, और जो ट्रू मॉडिफिकेशन इंडस्ट्री में ला रहा है, वो है रोबोटिक्स ओरिएंटेड एआई. द रोबोटिक्स ओरिएंटेड एआई आने से आपने देखा होगा 2010-11 के आसपास से गूगल ने इन्वेस्टमेंट शुरू किया, और उनका ऑटोनॉमस व्हीकल आज सैन फ्रांसिस्को की सड़कों पे, आज फिनिक्स की सड़कों पे, और कई और शहर भी ऐड हो रहे हैं जिनमें दौड़ रहा है. इट इज अ टैक्सी सर्विस with no driver at all, and many of you are aware that driverless car, but that driverless car today is a practical scenario. वो नॉर्मल मॉडल को कंप्लीटली ट्रांसफॉर्म कर रही. सो एक फंडामेंटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन वहां भी आ रहा है, और उस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के कारण अभी हाइप नहीं हो रही, लेकिन वो अंडरनीथ पूरी ऑटोमोबाइल और टैक्सी और जो हमारे मोबिलिटी इंडस्ट्री है, उसको कंप्लीटली मॉडिफाई करने वाली है. सिमिलरली अमेजन आज से नहीं, कम से कम 15 साल से यूज कर रहा है. पिछले 15 सालों से ही हम बात कर रहे हैं कि जिनको फुलफिलमेंट सेंटर्स जो अमेजन के हैं, उनमें से ऑलमोस्ट 40 to 50% वर्क इज डन बाय द रोबोट्स. They are called by various names. They have named them differently at various level of technology, including they're capable of now not only picking the item from the well-organized shelf, they're able to actually identify and pick the item and put in the shopper's or customer's basket from a randomized collection of items. तो जब वहां तक टेक्नोलॉजी आई, वो भी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, क्योंकि ह्यूमन के को सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रही है, तो वहां पर वो हो रहा था. दूसरा पार्ट जो आया जिसने हाइप क्रिएट कर दी, वो जो ओपन एआई ने किया, कि जो हम थिंकिंग करते हैं, जो हम राइटिंग करते हैं, जो ह्यूमन लाइफ को डायरेक्टली इंपैक्ट करती है. तो जब ओपन एआई ने चैट जीपीटी का अनाउंसमेंट कर दिया, उसके बाद एक अलग लेवल की हाइप क्रिएट हो गई. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में, फुलफिलमेंट सेंटर्स में, स्टोरेज एंड रिट्रीवल सेंटर्स में, और मोबिलिटी स्पेस में ऑलरेडी एआई का काफी हद तक इंप्लीमेंटेशन हो चुका है और इन ऑपरेशन है. ये नया सेक्टर था, क्योंकि वी थॉट कि हमारी कैपेबिलिटी है कि हम इंफॉर्मेशन को एब्जॉर्ब करके, प्रोसेस करके नए फॉर्म में ला सकते हैं. ह्यूमन माइंड इज ओनली कैपेबल. कंप्यूटिंग फील्ड ने ये करना दिखा दिया, और उसके दो कारण थे. पहला कारण था कि इंफॉर्मेशन की इतनी ज्यादा अवेलेबिलिटी हो जाना, कि जिससे हम जितना ह्यूमन माइंड के पास है, अभी भी मैं कहता हूं उसके बराबर नहीं है, उससे बहुत कम है, लेकिन एक सिग्निफिकेंट पोर्शन उसके बराबर आ गया. और दूसरी कैपेबिलिटी जो उसके साथ आई, वो थी कंप्यूटिंग पावर, दैट वी कुड प्रोसेस सच इनॉर्मस अमाउंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन जो ह्यूमन कंप्यूटिंग पावर के पास है। आज भी हमारे गीगावाट पावर सेंटर्स के जो डेटा सेंटर्स हैं, जो आर्टिफिशियल एआई के प्रोसेसिंग के डेटा फॉर्म्स हैं, उनके पास अभी भी वो कंप्यूटिंग पावर नहीं है जो ह्यूमन ब्रेन प्रोसेस करता है, बिकॉज द अमाउंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन वी डोंट नो विच वे वी ट्रूली प्रोसेस इट. Scientists are still working on trying to decode a human brain, but it has become to imitate certain portion or to high degree human brain. At least routine work hota tha, what we call the average intelligence work hota tha. The machines are beginning to take over. So hype isliye create hua hai, but then behind this hype there's a reality. Because the computing machines will continue to become more powerful. और जैसे जैसे वो और पावरफुल होती जाएंगी, ये कैपेबिलिटी बढ़ती जाएगी. तो आज वो हाइप लग रहा होगा, आज उसकी कैपेबिलिटी पीपल में भी एग्जैजरेटिंग की जितनी है उससे ज्यादा हम इमेजिन कर रहे होंगे. बट कंप्यूटिंग ने एक चीज हमको सिखा दी है, द एक्सपोनेंशियल ग्रोथ इज समथिंग वेरी डिफरेंट. इट्स व्हाट यू थिंक विल बी ब्रोकन इन 10-year बैरियर, एक्सपोनेंशियल ग्रोथ ब्रेक्स इट दैट इन 2 or 3 years. So 3 years down the line, many things which are seeing that अभी उसकी एक्यूरेसी इतनी ठीक नहीं है, अभी उसमें सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स है, वो प्रॉब्लम खत्म होनी शुरू हो जाएंगी.
क्योंकि जो हमारे बड़े थॉट लीडर्स हैं, चाहे इंडिया से हों, चाहे इलॉन मस्क की बात करें, हम स्टीव जॉब्स की बात करें, या और भी लोग, वो अब इस तरह की बातें करने लग गए हैं कि डाउन द लाइन 5 साल में ये जॉब्स चली जाएंगी, टीचर्स की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, डॉक्टर्स की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. टू एन एक्सटेंट कुछ रिपोर्ट्स मैंने पढ़ी और वो कहती हैं कि आने वाले 5-10 साल में जो अभी हमारा MBA या मैनेजमेंट स्टडीज होती हैं वो रिलेवेंट हो जाएंगी. AI खुद की केस स्टडीज बनाएगा, उनको सॉल्व करेगा, अपने मॉडल निकाल लेगा. तो क्या हम एक एग्जिस्टेंशियल क्राइसिस में है? कैसे आप इसे देखें?
देखिए, ह्यूमंस हैव ऑलवेज बीन मोर क्रिएटिव देन रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, व्हाटएवर द नेचुरल वर्ल्ड इज आउट देयर, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव ऑलवेज सर्वाइव्ड एंड बीन स्टेप्ड अहेड ऑफ देम. जो भी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस से अकॉम्प्लिश होगा will be only assisting human beings. So at the base level, when you say jobs chali jayenge, yes, the kind of jobs we do today may disappear. We have seen in the past when phase of the IT automation began to come in, certain set of jobs were lost. You see the banking sector, you see many of the materials management offices, etc. and so on. Huge bunch of changes happened and lots of jobs have been lost. But in an overall economy, have more jobs been created or more jobs lost? I think you'll agree the job kind of jobs are different, but more jobs have been created. Of course, the human job level of the intelligence of those jobs will go up, and a newer kind of jobs will be created. Now, I can give you a few examples.
Sure.
Simply, if you look at who will drive this IT, this AI, the IT infrastructure. वो IT infrastructure के लिए आपको गीगावाट डेटा सेंटर्स चाहिए. 1 गीगावाट डेटा सेंटर को चलाने के लिए आपको कंप्यूटिंग चिप्स चाहिए. 10,000, 20,000 chips data centers are going to be minuscule to surpass the human mind capability or bring it to a slightly higher level from where we are today. और वहां पर जाने के लिए इतनी चिप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग चाहिए. Today we are saying there's a shortage of the chips. India is trying to build a gigawatt data center, unable to find enough chips there. So वो chip manufacturing will be required. वो job पहले नहीं थे, अब newer kind of jobs will be required. Not only chip manufacturing, that data center how will be run? A lot of part will be of that will be automated, but still you need to run it. Gigawatt of power generation will be required to power a single data center. Or how many such data centers will be required? Those jobs will tremendously multiply. अभी तो इंडिया में एक पहला गीगावाट डेटा सेंटर विशाखापट्टनम में गूगल is investing about $15 billion. Reliance has just announced another one $11 billion investment in some part in Andhra Pradesh, right? But will that be able to power all this? Probably not. When you will talk about the network of autonomous vehicles running, imagine the amount of data these autonomous vehicles will generate, and that data has to be stored and guiding these autonomous vehicles in various routes, etc., and planning their routes, etc. How much computing power is required, right? So again, those jobs will be created who will be do this programming, make those algorithms optimal, operate those environments. There'll be glitches in those environments. So the maintenance, rather than अभी बोलते हैं electrical maintenance वाला हमको electrician चाहिए, tomorrow will be those kind of maintenance engineers will be required. So ये तो मैं खाली infrastructure के point of view से बात कर रहा हूँ. Similarly, software point of view से, the newer kind of jobs will be created, and then it will create the newer jobs on the application domain, right? अभी भारत जन का initiative इंडिया ने शुरू किया है, right? भारत जन LLM is a very, I would say, will create thousands and thousands of jobs for people to just do the LLM training of Bharat Jan itself. But then once the Bharat Jan is around, how many AI startups will be happening around that? So of course, we'll be shifting all the trend from current type of startups to AI startups, and the base will be provided from infrastructure, hardware level from these data centers. Then on top of the LLM, the building of the LLM, creation of the LLM and training of the LLM, and then on top, lots and lots of applications. And then newer kind of opportunities will show up. See, who knew computer gaming is going to be billions of dollars of industry, right? There are jobs related to the computer gaming. Humans create opportunity, humans indulge in the other expensive hobbies and create jobs for others.
Right. तो आप कह रहे हैं कन्वेंशनल जॉब्स शायद हो सकता है कम हो जाए या खत्म हो, लेकिन उसके बदले में ढेर सारे नए जॉब्स आएंगे और अलग अलग तरीके के जॉब्स आएंगे जिनका एग्जांपल आपने दिया. बट उन जॉब्स को करने के लिए फ्यूचर रेडी हमें फिर स्टूडेंट्स को वैसे कैरिकुलम, वैसी पढ़ाई, वैसे कोर्सेज, चाहे मैनेजमेंट हो चाहे टेक्नोलॉजी हो, सब बदलना होगा.
Yes. See, the technology aspect has to change, and it has to become, and you have seen IIT curriculums are already changing. So are the global good technology schools are changing their curriculum to put AI into the framework in that environment. But even managerial, you talked about MBA and whether case teaching, etc., will be required or not. Again, the manager, who will manage all this infrastructure? I talked about from the engineering point of view and computer science point of view that what kind of jobs will be arriving. But then the managerial people, people will be required to manage all that. The optimal resources, optimization of resources, the global supply chains, when the global supply chains are also going to be transformed because of this AI technology, right? You saw examples of those Volvo trucks. Now there are driverless trucks run between two cities. Now you have to continue to track it from the data center where my material is, etc., and so on. Probably it will be more reliable and more improved, etc. But then all those algorithms will change. So the management professionals will still be required to do all that optimization even in that environment. Which I simply say that if you look at the current management education, it is born out of the assembly line of 1930s, the 20s and 30s. When we said that assembly line, mass production is the way to go, and it improves the quality, standardizes the quality as well as reduces the prices. And then we worked around that, what kind of supply chain should be there, what kind of material flow should be there, what kind of optimization algorithm should be working around that to reduce the inventory cost, etc., and so on. That was the management education, right? Tomorrow again, the assembly line itself will change or have changed. We have seen most of the modern manufacturing plant is working with the flexible robots. Unlike those caged robots of the past, the human and robots are working next to each other. You look at Amazon's fulfillment center. Humans and robots work next to each other, interact with each other. Now, what kind of environment will be created? There's a human resource-related research to be done. Impact of that is going to be felt. There's going to be optimization because human will get tired while the robots will not get tired. They will only need to go and recharge themselves. So as long as their battery has the ability to sustain, it will continue to work. Now in that environment, all that what we taught in the management algorithms and so on will continuously change. And that's why management education will need to create newer theories for this kind of what we call the hybrid working environment, and then optimize under that kind of environment. So management education itself will evolve to have all this in curriculum. This is from manufacturing. Same thing, I can give the example from service sector. Same thing will happen in the service sector. Now, what we teach in MBA program, is not the subjects. We actually truly, subjects are taught only just to bring their to at certain platform level, that they all understand the basic issue of an industry or a service company, that what are the fundamental issues involved there, and they are able to appreciate those. But what we teach most is the decision making capability. After all, what is a CEO's job? Right? Continuously making decisions in that uncertain environment, or whatever current environment is, and within that whatever uncertainties are there.
Okay.
The decision making now will happen in a more complex environment, right? So again, you need to teach decision making, not making ability. Now, any OpenAI or any LLM, will it be able to teach a human being those capabilities? Again, the people talk about the curriculum perspective, that now I can solve my case in using any ChatGPT or whatever, right, Gemini or any LLM based model. What will you learn? Will you learn the mechanism of making decision? It's not we have taught them this is one thing when you learn the basic arithmetic, you learn 2 plus 2 is what, and how the addition works. Mm-hmm. That's not what decision making is all about.
Right.
Decision making under various situations, how you process the information, how you come up with and there's no one right solution. Under those uncertainties, with your mind's process probabilities, what is the probability of certain solution being better than the other solution? That is what decision making is all about. Mm-hmm. And then ChatGPT like tools will give you the raw analysis, which is wonderful. Because earlier we asked the student to read 40 pages, 30 pages, etc. and so on. Then ask some certain questions, and from those questions we expected that you should be able to figure it out, what points you will bring to the discussion. And in classroom we made them discuss, like in a boardroom you will be discussing the environment. And as a protagonist, he tried figuring it out, what should be the right decision under those circumstances, and with complete information from all angles coming in, you came up with the decision-making process. Not the decision was important, the decision-making process was important, which you learned. Mm-hmm. Now, here the students will come better armed with a ChatGPT/Gemini or whatever tool you are using, analysis. Now, teacher's job will also has to move up to a certain extent, where they will understand that, okay, you have learned all that, this is what their environment says. But everybody's LLM will answer the question slightly differently from each other. Let them discuss and come up with the newer possibilities. Because no LLM deals with the new uncertainty, with the uncertainty. They deal with whatever has been seen in the past.
Right.
Now, that new uncertainty, when as a teacher we inject in the classroom, again, what decision-making process should be.
Just a hypothetical question, sir. Don't you see that day is not far away, right, when whatever you are saying, he is not able to see, which is not there in the past or something, the capability will soon be generated in the AI in any kind of a model or form, जब ये चीज भी शायद होने लगेगी.
Yes and no. Those machines will evolve and human mind will evolve further. Okay. That is how I put it. Yes. See, the whole objective of technology was to make human life easier.
Easy, right.
Has it made it? Till date, did we receive that easier life? Some comfort we received, but the life became more complex and more demanding.
Right.
Probably this holds the opportunity that we are reaching that stage of evolution of technology, where we probably will be able to have a lesser time at work, right, more time, rather than a routine thinking and routine work, etc., we can free up ourselves. Wealth distribution and the income distribution is another issue, which I'm not going to get into right now. That how then the whole society will function together, only the certain set of people, if they are able to get all the income and the wealth out of it. But ultimately, it will probably give us that time where we can spend time with the family, we can spend time on our vacations, and yet be able to accomplish whatever we were able to accomplish in the past.
The one argument is that when everybody has an access to such kind of a technology, then all will be same again. सभी वो चीज कर लेंगे, सभी चैट जीपीटी कर लेंगे या जो भी।
Absolutely.
हाँ,
Right.
सो फिर वो लेवल सबके लिए इक्वल हो जाएगा। वन थिंग स्पेसिफिकली अबाउट IIM अहमदाबाद, हमारी आपसे बातचीत भी हो रही थी थोड़ी देर पहले कि अब लुकिंग टू दिस ऑल न्यू AI थिंग्स, आप अपने करिकुलम में क्या क्या चेंजेस करने जा रहे हैं? एंड इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट कि नए कोर्सेज तो लेके आए, लेकिन उन कोर्सेज को जो सिखाएंगे प्रोफेसर्स एंड योर टीचिंग स्टाफ, वो उस लेवल पे पहुंचे विद AI एंड एवरीथिंग, वो कैसे एश्योर होगा?
Right. So दो पार्ट है. पहला तो what we have done, because we can't wait for the whole curriculum to evolve, so immediately we have been, as the जैसे जैसे इंडस्ट्री इवॉल्व हो रही है, टेक्नोलॉजी इवॉल्व हो रही है, वी हैव बीन इनकॉर्पोरेटिंग टेक्नोलॉजी अलोंग विद इट. सो हमने बहुत सारे, हमारा तो फ्लेक्सिबल मॉडल है जिसमें इलेक्टिव, सेकेंड ईयर इज ऑल इलेक्टिव्स. सो सेकेंड ईयर जो इलेक्टिव मॉडल में वी ऑलरेडी इंट्रोड्यूस कोर्सेज, AI in human resource management, AI in financial and impact on fintech, and all fields functionally how AI is going to be integrated and impacting. We have introduced those AI related courses. Also in the existing courses, we're bringing in certain aspect that how AI can be incorporated in it. But bigger, because we realize that this is an incremental and a patchwork. But then patchwork is required to quickly catch up on things. Now we have a group of faculty members in consultation with our complete faculty group. They are working with designing a new curriculum which will be ready, future ready, including what has happened in the industry and what is happening with the technology. So current process is on. I don't think we'll be able to roll it out by 26. Maybe portion of our pieces of it will roll it out. But by 27, you'll see a new PGP curriculum which will be launching, where AI and technology will be at the core of it. That it's not that we teach technology separately. It's every course, and the core of the system will be based upon the technology, and we'll bring all that together. Now, second part is that how teachers will be able to rise to that level. See, this is whenever new things happen, it's not that we can go out and say, oh, that's where we'll go and train, right? Actually, people expect us to train them. So that's the biggest challenge for us. We have a core group of faculty. We are also working with OpenAI and other Gemini platforms, interacting constantly with people, and they've formed a group, and we are soon going to probably implement, once this group which is interacting with them comes out with the final what is the best for IIM mechanism, educational LLM within IIM Ahmedabad. We have a what we call, looking at the edges of our frontier center called Data Science and AI Center, British Research Center for Data Science and AI. That was established about 5 years ago, specifically working in this domain. And we have been researching. I think the very first report of the industry readiness of India came out in conjunction with another consulting, one of the top 3 consulting company with IIM Ahmedabad, which talked about how Indian industry is AI ready or not ready and what it needs to do. So we have been looking at it for past 5 years, and past 2 years we've been putting out annually our reports related to AI. So these center people are also driving and looking at what is going around the world and appropriately bringing it into our curriculum. So these people are also part of that group which is looking at what kind of educational LLM we should build within IIM Ahmedabad to drive our whole goal of the education sector.
Right. प्रोफेसर भास्कर, एक और सवाल वो ये कि जब हम AI की बात कर रहे हैं तो प्रमुखता से देखें कि कहाँ से पूरा सिस्टम ड्राइव हो रहा है या कहाँ से चीजें हो रही हैं, तो दैट इज वन इज अमेरिका, जहाँ से चाहे वो चिप्स की बात हो, चाहे AI मॉडल्स की बात हो, वहां से आ रहा है. नेक्स्ट इज चाइना, और कहीं से हम सुनते नहीं. डू यू थिंक कि इंडिया हैज अ बिग चांस हियर, जहां हम अगर थोड़ा सा पुश करें तो अपनी जगह बना सकते हैं? बिकॉज ऑल न्यू, अभी बहुत कुछ होना बाकी है.
राइट. जब भी टेक्नोलॉजी इन्फ्लेक्शन पॉइंट्स आते हैं, द ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी चेंज होती है. दिस इज अनदर इन्फ्लेक्शन पॉइंट. वी हैव मिस्ड फ्यू इन्फ्लेक्शन पॉइंट्स. वी हैव डिराइव्ड, अच्छी वैल्यू हमने डिराइव की है जब इंटरनेट बेस्ड इन्फ्लेक्शन पॉइंट आया. ऑफ कोर्स ई कॉमर्स एंड IT इंडस्ट्री ने इंडिया में बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट किया, बट वी डिड नॉट, we became a major provider for others rather than becoming the center of the universe there.
Right.
This is another such opportunity. But we have to quickly build. And as I said, it's not too late. At least Reliance has announced. Then Google is already coming into India. It doesn't matter today whether they are a US company as long as they do the job in India. And also recently you have seen there's a effort by Tech Mahindra. They are also investing along with IIT Bombay and creating their own technology platform. So these are other efforts, but it needs to be accelerated. Government of India is also accelerating. They've already done Bharat Gen India Data and AI Lab Initiative, etc., and so on. But I think the public platform, although some of these private groups are doing it by investing, but the government of India also has to invest very heavily. वो 10,000 server chips का data center announce किया है, but it has to be built as soon as possible so that public, the normal जो startup और talent है, they should be able to make use of it. क्योंकि जो private होगा उसमें there will be their restrictions and they will be putting to their advantage. But instead, अगर public platform पे government has to is able to provide that infrastructure, more and more such AI platforms, AI applications will come up. And that's where lies that we may also, I would say talent-wise, I think we are far ahead of China as far as the AI as well as the IT-related talent is concerned. But the problem is the infrastructure. So as long as we are able to build and government of India is able to push, the chip shortage is another problem. I do not know how quickly the Tata initiative in Dholera here itself comes up and how quickly we are able to produce the GPUs in India because huge of supply is required. So once we are able to produce GPUs and multiply those GPUs, we hold the opportunity. But the window is always 5 years. So in this 5 years, either we will transform ourselves or again we'll be chasing the ball and trying to figure out where the ball is moving.
So there's a lot of talking about Viksit Bharat by 2047. You think AI has a major role to play in this thing? अगर हमें वो 47 तक पूरा developed country बनना है, तो now this AI thing will, और चूंकि हमारी population बहुत बड़ी है और बहुत vast भी है, काफी social strata, मतलब बहुत differentiation भी in terms of economy and everything, अलग-अलग पैसे कमाने वाले लोग हैं. But AI is one point जहां अगर हमने अपनी एक बढ़त बना ली, so that is achievable.
Right. देखिए दो aspect है विकसित भारत के. एक है per capita income.
Right.
So as long as the wealth and GDP of the country increases per capita, and other is the social aspect of it. Whether it really reaches out to everyone becomes part of that, what we assume to be a Viksit Bharat. So it is important. AI is bringing that opportunity to increase that per capita income. In a sense, if you look at single company called Tesla, look at its market capitalization, right? In the tunes of our GDP, right? A large country like India and a single country. So if we are able to build companies of that nature, and AI holds the potential to build companies of that nature. What was the Tesla as a company 30 years back, or where it started from ground zero to today? So it holds that
For
potential.
that instance, NVIDIA,
same thing, right? So if we can build these companies, they build the wealth. So overall, yes, we may be called, but then once you have wealth, we can talk about distribution. Then distribution is another social aspect and how we can do it. But first and foremost, you got to have wealth with you, and the companies which have that kind of a market capitalization, that kind of a wealth with you. So wealth creation, AI will definitely do. After that, it is up to our social and political setup, how we are able to distribute that wealth and bring the prosperity to one and all in the country.
Right. तो प्रोफेसर भास्कर, अगर मैं IIMs की बात करूं और यहाँ से जब ये ग्रेजुएट्स निकल के जाएं और आगे भविष्य में जो भी कुछ करते हैं, सो 10 साल 20 साल बाद जब वो ये बात करेंगे जो आज हम यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं, सो व्हाट दे शुड से कि मैं AI की वजह से यहाँ पहुंचा, या AI एक वजह था बट मैं यहाँ पहुंचा बिकॉज ऑफ IIM अहमदाबाद.
No, I would say they should still talk about, and that should be our contribution. मैं IIM अहमदाबाद की वजह से AI के प्लेटफॉर्म को राइड करते हुए पहुंचा, right? So we should be able to help them ride the wave of the AI.
राइट। एक आखिरी सवाल सर मेरा आपसे कि एआई एक चीज है, एक एस्पेक्ट है, और वो टेक्नोलॉजी का, जैसे आपने एग्जांपल दिया कि 80s में या 90s में कंप्यूटर आया, वो भी एक बड़ी क्रांति थी। देन वी सो मोबाइल फोन्स जिन्होंने हमारी पूरी दुनिया बदल दी, एंड समथिंग इज लाइक एआई जिसमें से हम गुजर रहे हैं इस वक्त। वो सब चलता रहेगा, चीजें बदलती रहेंगी। दो तीन फंडामेंटल एस्पेक्ट क्या हैं जो आप IIM अहमदाबाद में सिखाते हैं जो कभी नहीं बदलेंगे, और वो स्टूडेंट्स के साथ टिल जब तक उनका करियर है या जब तक वो ग्रो कर रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल चलेंगे, उनमें कभी कोई चेंज नहीं आएगा?
जो चीजें एक हम ब्रिंग आउट करते हैं लोगों में, अपार्ट फ्रॉम डिसीजन मेकिंग एंड विच एवरीबडी इज ट्राइंग टू डू, बट वी बिलीव दैट हमारा मॉडल दूसरों से अलग और बेहतर है, जिससे हम उनको डिसीजन मेकिंग बेटर कैपेबल बनाते हैं। बट मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट है हम एम्पैथी सिखाते हैं उनको,
एम्पैथी,
वर्किंग विद पीपल सिखाते हैं, हाउ दे कैन लीड द टीम, because individual stars can be created, but see, a team never wins with an individual star. You can have a team of mediocres, but if they are gelling together as a team, they can probably defeat the team of the best of the stars, right? So that is the team, the ability to work in a team, ability to have the great empathy towards the society and understand, because many of the ideas come from the empathy. But after all, a lot of the business is about only solving the people's problem. And if I empathize the people, I understand their problem at the depth, and then I'll be able to solve their problem. So empathy, and other is that confidence to lead the people. Take that risk, go beyond where others will not be willing to go, and take a whatever a बोलते हैं ना shield को use करेंगे. Our people have been daring in that, gone into the field where other people wouldn't have entered. So हमारे corporate CEOs नहीं है. You have seen in the kind of fields they have excelled and contributed. So those factors don't come from technology or decision making खाली उन्होंने सीख ली. It came from all these other factors which he taught them. So that overall personality development which we do is always going to remain. Rest तो जैसी नई waves आएंगी, we have to ride those waves over a period of time.
आपने इतनी अच्छी बात कही तो मेरा मन कर गया एक और सवाल पूछ लूं. Is there any success mantra according to you? ये definite है कि ये करेंगे तो success मिल जाएगा.
There's no success mantra. The success mantra is try being a full human being with a full empathy towards the society. The moment you have empathy, the business ideas will come. You will be, even in a corporate environment, you will be able to work people. If you empathize with them, they will be. So leadership is not imposed. The true leadership is the one when people believe that you are a leader. And that part is the success mantra, that if you can reach that stage where people, without any incentive, without any coercion, without any whatever lust for greed for themselves, are able to do something for you, right? And that leadership will come only I'm empathetic to you, or you feel connected with me, that here is the person who really cares about me.
Just out of curiosity, क्या ये चीज जिसकी आप बात कर रहे हैं, empathy and the way a human can think and then develop, हम सिखा सकते हैं? मतलब जैसा आप यहाँ पढ़ाते हैं बच्चों को, क्या ये सिखाई जा सकती है?
ये सिखाते कोई सब्जेक्ट मैटर्स वो टेक्स्ट बुक से नहीं सिखाया जा सकता
जी.
बट आवर मेथोडोलॉजी ब्रिंग्स आउट ऑल दीज थिंग्स.
Okay.
In our curriculum, you'll see from organization behavior to HR to various experimental courses which we do at this institute. उन सब के थ्रू ये ओवरऑल हम कहते हैं ना, हमारे पास एक दवा नहीं है, ये कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ मेडिसिन जो है वो ऐसा ह्यूमन बीइंग क्रिएट करता है. So it is that formula which is the complete chemistry of the faculty from multiple people which comes together and creates an individual.
जी, and that is why IIM Ahmedabad is IIM Ahmedabad. I need जितने भी लोग हैं, big round of applause for this thing. And I always wonder, sir, why the IIMs and in fact the IIM Ahmedabad is talked so much about कि वो सबसे एपिटोम है, बट आज आपसे बातचीत करके पता लग रहा है कि क्यों है. इट्स नॉट जस्ट अ सिलेबस, इट्स नॉट जस्ट अ बुक, AI, no AI, एनीथिंग, बट ये जो आपके लाइफ लेसन्स हैं, आई थिंक यही किसी इंस्टीट्यूशन को इतना बड़ा और ग्रेट बनाते हैं. सो बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं आप सभी के लिए, एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रोफेसर भास्कर. इट्स अ वेरी एनलाइटिंग सेशन. थैंक यू सर.